Кавалер, я врубаю давпанка, крутит мне план. Покидаем клуб, в руке сувеньон блан. Отлип от ее губ, залипаю в экран. Я кидаю деньги в воздух, ты поймаешь.
Agris is good, she's a good chainer. Which later, right now it really doesn't matter because the enemies have such low HP. But later on in the game, you're gonna have, your units are gonna have roles. Like, Riku, she's considered a support role. She buffs my party, brings them, resistances and whatnot. Warrior of Light is a tank. Tillith is a healer, which those, you really don't need a tank until later on in the game, but I mean, you might as well go ahead and level one up because you're gonna need it. But the two roles that are gonna change though is you're gonna have your main attackers, which I'm not using them right now. I'm using Noctis for Arena, but a finisher would be. This is an example of a finisher. What he has is he has abilities that hit once, but hard. So, and then you've got other characters like Agrias. She's a chainer. She has abilities, which she gets this ability. Not this version. I have the dark version of the ability, but it's the same thing. Yours is just holy element, but it's called I think yours is called holy something. But this is dark punishment. But it hits like 7 times. And typically you want to get 2 chainers. You want to have your chainer and then like a friend unit chainer. And you want to try to press the abilities really close together, as close as you can. Which a lot of people will use. Yeah, that's it. It does. That does 7 hits. Instead of trying to explain it, I can show you. But I don't know if I can get a perfect one, but I won't be able to do high damage. But I'll show you. I'll show you instead. But I have to go to Earth Shrine because I don't have 2 units at the same level up quite that yet. But let's just go here. For Nox, which is the emulator I'm using right now on my PC, it's really hard to get the timing right. So I typically use a macro to hit it for me. Now let's see if I can find an actual 2B that's got the same element. Because you've got different types of chaining, which I'll explain that later. I might have to look it up. I don't know all the details of it because I typically just use Spark Chain or Elemental Chain because they're the best. I could swap that real quick maybe if I need to for that. Let me see. Let's see if I can find one that's already got a holy weapon. Every time I switch to a certain element, my friends always have a different element. It's really annoying. I'm trying to find the same unit. That's like the best way to chain is with the same identical units, because then the frames for the skills are the same. Which I think I'm gonna have to go switch my weapon real quick because I don't see a holy person. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go equip this. I'm gonna have to go equip this real quick. This Brotherhood. Okay. But like I said, keep in mind that right now the chaining doesn't matter. It's gonna be later on that your damage isn't gonna do really nothing unless you chain. I don't remember that one. There was one that had. I don't remember the name of it. Shows how much I pay attention. I think it was a pretty high one. No. with it. This one? It does, yes. But once I actually find a party, I'll show you how it works. It might be this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That'll work. Let's see. I mean, I got 2 fights. Okay, so if you do one regular ability, which, let's just do this one. It hits multiple times. But you don't see nothing there. It's just normal damage. But if I do this and use the skill with both of them, where's my macro? There it is. And I've got a macro set up, which I can, if you use Nox, I can show you how to do that. With phone it's easier because you can use your fingers, but mouse, no, it's like impossible to get it right. Anyways, you want to press those at the same time, and then I'm using Noctis as my finisher. He's not a great finisher. The other guy I showed you is way better. But what you want to do is you want to hit your 2. That's going to chain the damage up, and then you want to finish it off with a finishing hit. And it's going to multiply the damage like 300% if you get the best chain. Which, if both of the characters have the same element weapon, if I remember correctly, you only have to have a 15 chain before any damage after that is going to be 300% multiplier of what it normally would be. If you don't have an element, if your units don't have any elemental damage or any weapons at all or element, it's going to be 30, I believe. And then I think with element, with spark chain, I think it's 10. Let me try to look and make sure. I know I'm close. I know normal. I believe normal is 30. It's either element or spark chain is 15. It might be both 15 because I don't remember any other frames.
A hacker who holds files for ransom. Software that turns webcams into peep shows.
Let me see if I can find it
Keeps
real
getting
quick.
scarier and more personal. But you can stay safe with Kaspersky Lab, the world's most awarded internet security. 400 million people trust Kaspersky to protect their money, privacy, identity, and data online. Get your Kaspersky protection today. Learn more at Kaspersky.com.
Oh, dang.
Your mobile company said you
Let
were
me check and
getting
make sure
unlimited
that's
data,
correct.
But what they really gave you was some limited data that slows down once you've hit, you guessed it, a limit. With Simple Mobile, you get truly unlimited high-speed data with nationwide coverage on a blazing fast 4G LTE network for just $50 a month with no contract. Mobile simple with Simple Mobile.
Available nationwide at Best Buy and authorized retailers. Video typically streams at DVD quality. A month equals 30 days. Always refer to the latest terms and conditions of service at simplemobile.com.
It looks like it's going to be... For normal, no element, it's going to be... $30, like I said. For an elemental chain, with all three, well, two, both of them have to have the element. Your finisher doesn't have to have the element unless, I mean, it's nice, it would help a lot, but because if you happen to hit in between your chain and you don't have the same element, it's going to break your chain, which is going to suck. So it's better just to have all three of them equipped with the same element, just to make things better. And that's the 10 chain. But the hardest one to get is a spark chain, which is, it's possible, but it's without macros, but it's really hard, and you really got to work on it. And that's just 6. If you get a 6 chain, any hit after that, it's going to be 300%. Most people get the element chain. It's a little bit weaker, but it's a lot easier to obtain.
the back, I'ma pull up on a nigga with it, bitch. Pussy wetter than the lake.